hood just came in. That was actually pretty fast. They told me it was gonna be here tomorrow, but it actually came today. So now that it's here, I guess I can start test fitting everything to make sure that everything is fitting good on the little Fiesta ST. So in the accident, this piece got pretty mangled up. I was able to straighten it all out and kind of get it to the shape, but I'm still not happy with it. So this is the piece that I bought right here. Kind of just like a little 6-inch piece, 8-inch piece. It's gonna be replacing that. So we're just gonna chop it off, put this piece on, and it should be perfect after that. That way we don't have any issues with alignment, making sure that both of them align properly with the crash bar, and they're at a perfect distance. Because when the hit came in from this side, it just kind of like gave it a little smack that way, and that frame rail just kind of smacked into this pulley right here. And we see that just the bearings there, the pulley is completely missing, and obviously the belt is pretty shattered as well. So these are the two parts that I ordered as well to get that fixed. And then obviously the AC line is all bent up. Bought that one. This AC line got cut. This AC line got cut. And then the little dryer goes right here beside the frame rail. Those are just the little pieces that I needed to buy, but we're gonna be taking out all that stuff so that way it's gonna look nice and fresh with a new frame rail piece. So everything lines up perfectly, and the part that got damaged gets replaced. So one of the things I needed to do is test the paint. I went to my paint store, and they don't really have a chip, which is kind of like a little picture or something that kind of like lets you match it up with the original paint to see if the color is going to be the same. And this color is kind of hard because it's a tri-stage, so it has a pearl coat, and the pearl coat is like a golden pearl. So it's like an orange color, then a golden, and then obviously the clear coat, which is why they call it a tri-coat. So put this tape here so I can spray in this area. Obviously we're gonna see the difference between blended, and we're also gonna see like the hard difference between the color that we made. So they just gave me a little bit to test. Here's the orange, and then here's the golden pearl. Kind of hard to tell, it's just like a pearl, but it has a lot of golden flake in it. So first we're gonna spray this on there, and we're gonna spray that, and then a little bit of clear so we can make sure that the color is gonna match before we go ahead and paint the new fender, the hood, the front bumper, and the hinges. Anything that we need to paint, we want to make sure that it's gonna be looking the same on the car. Here it is. This is without the clear coat. This is as shiny as we can get it, and you can see the golden is exactly the same. The orange seems to be a little bit too bright in comparison to the OEM one. So I'm gonna need to add clear coat, to make sure that that's what's causing that effect. With the clear coat, obviously after that you'll be able to tell, but the golden flake looks almost exactly the same. It's just the orange, so the base is always the main issue. The base looks to be a bit off. I just wanted to get some of the little things done, and the mirror was one of them that was cracked, so I went ahead and replaced it. Found it at a junkyard. The actual mirror was destroyed, I guess, but the mirror piece was perfectly fine, so I just swapped it out. It just takes a clip, so if you see here, you just stick the flathead right in that spot, right there and right there. So obviously you just kind of like tilt it, do that, boom, pops out. Old one popped out, new one I just kind of pushed it in, flipped right in. So now the mirror on this side is perfect. The steering wheel airbag, since I have it right there. So if I can install that, that'll be looking much nicer, and then I'll probably get the knee pad installed as well, since that one is also ripped from the explosion. So if I can get those two replaced, the crash sensors, since none of the other airbags were deployed, we probably fix the airbag system and get that working fine. If we still need the module, I know where to find it. So, but if we don't need it, then I save myself some money, and all we have to do is reset it. So for the airbag, it's just got some holes here. I believe there's one on bottom and then one on the other side to remove all 3 clips. If we look at this airbag, you can see it's just like push clips. So we just got to push those out of the way so we can get this replaced. I'm going to be using really thin and long flathead screwdriver. Just kind of stab it in there, and it should come loose after that and just pop right out. here it is. Got the old airbag off, so we can just move this to the side. And then you can see the clips that are in there. There's 3 of them. So if I go ahead and put the screwdriver through the hole, see the screwdriver? And then you have to move that out of the way. See how it just gets pushed out of the way? That's literally what you have to do to pop it out. Looks like the connections didn't get messed up on this one, and then this is for the horn. So all we have to do is connect this and then just literally clip it back on, and the new airbag will be on. There it is, brand new airbag on. Everything working like as it should, so that's all connected. So airbag is on for the steering wheel. That was fairly easy, and then I went ahead and also installed the knee airbag. That one actually got detonated as well. So now we got both airbags, and then core support's looking all level. I do need to wait till I get some of like this little hose here that broke. That should be coming in a little bit. The AC line that goes from back there, then the AC line that goes to this, to the little dryer, which I have now. It came in the mail. Here is the dryer. Came out of a 17,000 mile one. 20 bucks. This is like $120 piece at the dealership. I wasn't gonna pay that. It gets pretty expensive when you buy a lot of the parts at the dealership, especially AC parts. So I went ahead and sourced them from online, you know, as well as replacing the ones, that hose right there. See how it's all smashed up? Didn't want to be dealing with that. Pretty much waiting on parts now. I think I am gonna start trying to test fit stuff. I'm gonna put the horns back on, try to test fit the hood. The hood latch should be here as soon as those lines come in. You know, just start putting everything back together, try to make it line up, and then once it's lined up, then I know I can go ahead and paint it. All the parts came in from Ford. We got all original Ford parts. We got the tensioner pulley, we got the belt. In here is some other parts that I had ordered, some of the AC lines as well. So we're gonna go ahead and install all that. One of the AC lines goes all the way to the back, and then we're gonna be replacing this hose here that also broke, that we have right here. So let's go ahead and install all that. Got the new belt on as well, so that's gonna be good. I think the next thing I'm probably gonna do is replace this hose since it's snapped here. Just connect it. It's just a clamp back here, and that just kind of clips in right there. That'd be good. The clamp is like back here. You can see the hose right here. So now the next step we have is to replace this AC line. I went ahead and removed it. This is the cut AC line, and then this one was in the way a little bit, but it also clamps this top section of this AC line. And if you look in here, way in there, you can take a little peek right there where it's like shiny and green. That's the part where we need to connect to and where I disconnected. It just takes a 13mm bolt, so that was fairly easy to do. The car is running great with its new belt and its new pulley. Also, we have the new hood on. Got to test fit it on, and it seems to be fitting really nicely, so that's great. And then on the other side, we have to do a little bit of body work on this A-pillar because of this damage that occurred here. Obviously, we're gonna need to replace the windshield and this little glass here, put the fender on, and then everything should be good. Everything's lining up pretty good. I got the intercooler back on. It's got a Cobb intercooler, bunch of other Cobb stuff, so it's kind of cool. Cobb intake, it's got a Cobb rear motor mount, a downpipe with a full exhaust system. So I mean, it's pretty loaded. It's got quite a bit of things on it. Probably gonna have to paint the hood, the bumper, fender separately. Paint that obviously on the car because we can't really remove that. I still need to order the headlights. Haven't gotten a chance to order those quite yet, but everything's looking good. Even with the AC line, you know, all the parts that I got, brand new AC lines and stuff like that, I went ahead and installed those as well. And the hood's actually lining up pretty good up top too. So if you look at this right here, you see that line, how it lines up nicely with the hood. Same thing on this side, it's lining up pretty nicely. Obviously, I wish that would have not been damaged over there. That way we didn't have to worry about that and just paint individual parts, not worry about the car. But you know, sometimes stuff like that happens and you just got to go with it. So with the hood test fitted, I'm able to decide or decipher how this panel should be. So what I'm doing is I bent it out as much as I could, obviously reshaped it as much as I could, and I'm going to be using some glaze to go ahead and repair this and get it to the shape that it should be. This part is really difficult to replace, so I'm going to be repairing it, mainly because of the fact that it's literally one piece all the way to the quarter panel. So to replace this piece would be to replace everything, including removing glass and everything. So it's quite of a big job, quite a big job. So we're gonna just repair it. And as you can see, the line is actually looking pretty good. It is a little bit countersunk inside, so we gotta get this as flush as possible, like it's sitting on the other side. So I'm just gonna keep going at it. This is barely the first layer that I put. I'm gonna sand this down with I believe, what is this, 40 grit. We're gonna add more and keep adding until it gets to the perfect shape that I want. Then we're gonna get it down with 320, add some primer, let that sit, make sure that this completely dries, because if it doesn't completely dry before paint, then you're gonna be having issues with it resurfacing or leaving kind of like some weird spotting. So make sure it dries properly. So that's what we're gonna be doing. And I gotta get the shape to line up with this part of the hood here, as this part was kind of smashed in. I got it pulled out as much as I could. So here we are with this little A-pillar of the Ford Fiesta ST. And you can see I gave it kind of like a nice little shape, rounded it out. Same thing down here. And after I went ahead and, you know, spent a couple hours sanding, applying the glaze, sanding, and applying the glaze, just keep getting it until I got the shape that I wanted. Now I have applied the primer. So with the primer on, I'm gonna have to let that sit, probably give it a couple coats, then sand that down. And then this little part of the A-pillar should be done, and we can go ahead and continue with the car, continue putting everything together. Here in my garage, on top of the lift, looking for a bumper for my Fiesta, and it's right there. So now we can go ahead and test fit it. So luckily this is from a previous build. Obviously you guys can tell it's from a silver Fiesta ST, which we converted into an R5 rally car. So we have an extra bumper. So let's go ahead and take that down. And then now we are gonna need a fender. So I got some BRZ parts there, some wheels, big brake kit set. Oh, here it is. I think I found it. Silver fender. Just what the doctor ordered. Says my package was delivered, so we will check to see what we got here. Ooh, big box. I believe these are my headlights. Looks like they came in separate boxes that are taped together. That's an awfully big box for a headlight, but the Fiesta headlights are actually rather large. So these are here now, and we can go ahead and test fit them as well. Let's take a little sneak peek at how they look. Very interested in, you know, making sure they actually look pretty legit. Go. Ooh, look at that. Obviously it's backwards. Looks pretty good. Can't ever go wrong with some brand new headlights, because buying used ones, sometimes you're gonna get some that have a lot of yellowing. They have a lot of like cracks along them and stuff like that. So I figured just buy new ones, even if they are aftermarket. Got them from a company off eBay, but they seem to be pretty high quality. Seem to be really good looking, and you know, they look really close to the OEM, and that's usually what I prefer. I don't want to go with anything that has like a clear aftermarket setup where they have like, I don't know, rings or something, that some weird lights. Pretty much I like to stick with the OEM stuff, so that the car I know is going to look good 100% of the time to anybody, not just to the one person that really likes those type of headlights. Now I went ahead and test fit the bumper. Looking really good. Was able to adjust the intercooler, which was kind of dangling. I had to make some custom brackets to tie up the intercooler. The hood line is actually looking really good. The fender line is not looking good right now because I just need to bolt it, and it takes 3 bolts here, so that just kind of like forces the bumper up to the fender, and that's normal. So I'm not too worried about tightening that down, because I still need to paint the bumper. It's going to get removed again. Same thing on the other side. But I just wanted to make sure that it fit good, and the Fiesta is actually looking really good. It's looking like a normal car again, you know, from having the whole front end taken apart. Obviously headlights are here. I'll probably test fit those. So I started with the base coat on the fender, bumper, hood, and the little piece over there. Lay down the base coat, lay down pretty nicely. And then I also did the mirror. So I masked off the whole car essentially. Didn't mask this whole pillar up to like there, so I can blend the paint up to like here, clear coat it, and then after that I'm gonna sand and polish, or else I would have to paint the whole area over there. But I want to keep the paint factory as much as I can. That's why I'm not over painting I'm not gonna blend that fender over there or the door, because I don't like doing that. I like keeping the original paint. I got my paint lady to mix this as best as possible, and the color actually came out pretty good. So you can see that I just blended up to like here, and you can't even tell the difference in the color. So the Pro Coat's gonna add kind of like a goldish effect to everything. So that's what's gonna be going on next. And then after that, we're gonna go ahead and clear coat everything, and then I'll show you guys how that looks in a bit. So here we have the fender fully painted, the bumper looking nice and shiny, the hood, and of course the side mirror and the little pillar right here. So color seems to come out pretty good. I only paint matched kind of up to here and then just kind of clear coated a little bit past it. Color looks good on that, so hopefully everything looks good. And then if you can see the pearl in there. It's kind of like a gold flake, so came out pretty nice. So now I can probably put all this back together later on in the day when it's fully dry. I want to wait at least 8 hours before I can touch it, because right now I'm sure I can touch it. Like right here, this is not visible and it's pretty good, but if I really put my finger into it, I can leave a little bit of a smudge. As you can see there, it's not as shiny. So it's not 100% dry, but you know, you can still touch it. It's not that big of a deal. So once it's 8 hours, you should be able to handle it, or I should be able to handle it. It's been raining, so it's been a little hard to work, but it stopped raining for a bit, so I was able to get the car underneath the tent and put the fender on. Fender's looking good. This little piece of the A-pillar is looking good. The hood's looking good. Now I gotta finish putting it all together. All I have installed is the fender. Pretty much the only thing to install would be probably the inner fender liner for this side, bumper, headlights, and all of the hood is still disassembled underneath. So we just got to put the little, I guess you can say kind of like a little heat shield for the washers, for the windshield washers. Put those on, and that'll pretty much be it. Car will be pretty much done, apart from having to take it to go get a new windshield installed. So here is the front bumper. I got all the covers on. I'm about to put the grill. I have to swap over the ST badge or logo off of the original one that's over there, and probably put the fog lights and the little piece here that clips on to the radiator core support. So that piece is over here. That's pretty easy. Pretty much you clip on the grill, you clip on that, and then that's it. It's literally just clip on, just like everything else. Yeah, so let's go ahead and put the grill, get the bumper completely together, and then once that's done, we can go ahead and put it on. Got this little plastic cowl on, the emblem is on, the grill is on. I even put these little like license plate covers that were on the original bumper, took those off, put them on here just so it covers up the holes. And I went ahead and double-sided 3M'd the ST logo from the broken grill to this grill, because this grill didn't have the logo. We had swapped it to something else. Now the last thing to do are the fog lights. They're missing on both sides, and probably this little bottom lip piece that this bumper has. That's right there. Transfer that over, and once all that's done, then we can go ahead and put it on the Fiesta. Finally got the bumper all installed. It's looking amazing. You can see the intercooler through there, and got it bolted up to the sides on the fenders, and yeah, they're looking really good as well. The color is actually really close. It's not 100% obviously. It's a little bit more red orange, but it's very difficult to tell if you don't know where it was actually painted. If we look at the fender over here, got the fender to line up with the door really well. So I'm happy about that. I was able to line up these holes to put the clips in and get all that mounted up. So now the Fiesta is looking like a Fiesta, and even though it looks like it's missing a lot of things, it's literally only missing the headlights. So time to go get those from the garage and bring them over here. Here we are with the Ford Fiesta. I got the headlights in. It's looking good. Even getting the hood to close up pretty flat. That's really nice, except it's not latching, so I gotta figure out how to do an adjustment on the hood latch to get that downwards so that way it clicks in. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with the overall look of the car, how it came out. I'm excited to drive it around. So let me adjust the hood latch, and then after that I'm gonna have to go take it to go get the windows replaced and then I can drive it around properly on the street without any issues. I got the hood adjusted and it's looking really, really good. Look at that. The hood is lining up with the bumper almost perfectly. I mean, I would say it probably is perfect if you look at it at that angle. Headlights are on, obviously. Everything is perfectly on and working. So you can see, I guess you can see some of the pearl right there. There's like a golden flake in the orange, which looks really, really good. I'm excited how everything came out. Car's looking good. Obviously the rest of the car's still dirty. The front part is the clean, brand new, freshly painted part, and it's all fitting pretty good. So I'm excited. I went ahead and put the LED bulbs in the headlights. I just want you guys to take a good look of how it was to how it is now. Look at that. Can you imagine? This whole side is tore up from like right there. That way was completely missing. Look at that. Looks like a brand new car again, obviously with the fresh paint. It just revived the car with brand new headlights. Makes it all look super, super nice. And obviously I painted the plastics to make sure that they had like that nice black color that were, you know, the plastic color, so that they're not faded, something like that. I mean, you kind of get an idea of the before and after, but the ones that were on that bumper were much worse, so I needed to paint those. Because this is a 2016, that bumper is off of a 2014, which is our silver Fiesta ST that we have on the project. You know, a build that's a huge project, part of the channel, but it's definitely looking great on. You can see my wife's daily back there. But yeah, crazy to think we went from this to that.